Hello all, welcome back to Quest Zero. Today we will look into a new lamina which has 5 corners, which is the pentagon. So we look at the pentagonal lamina. The problem statement is as follows. A pentagonal lamina of edges 25 mm is resting on HP with one of its sides such that the surface makes an angle of 60 degrees with HP and the edge on which it rests is inclined at 45 degrees to VP. This is, let me say, the simplest of the given problems. Henceforth, when we take up a pentagon or a hexagon, whenever we mention it as a regular pentagon or a regular hexagon or just as a pentagon by giving only one dimension, it is assumed that the rest of the edges are also of the same dimension. Okay, so the very first thing that needs to be done is drawing an XY line. Use your HB pencil, draw an XY line. Okay, name it using a 2B pencil. So X, this end is Y, the space above XY is HP and space below XY is HP. So the space above is VP. Since we are dealing with first angle of projection, the very next thing is we need to look for where the pentagonal lamina rests. The problem statement says that it rests on HP on one of its edges. So the assumed pentagon should lie in such a way that one of the edges should be perpendicular to XY line, thereby meaning that it is perpendicular to the VP plane. And in the first position, we'll make the entire pentagon to rest on HP with an edge taken onto the right side. So how do we construct this? There are different methods. If you Google them, the simple method that I follow and which I feel is more convenient is to initially draw the edge, the resting edge, say 1.5 centimeters or 15 mm below the XY line. I'll take 1 centimeter below. Okay, and this should be for the edge length. Edge length is 25 mm. Okay, so 25 mm line, you can use your 2B pencil directly, but see, if I do draw from say 10 mm from XY line, the angle that the pentagon takes might actually, if you consider this as the edge, resting edge, if you observe, the other corner is going to reach the XY line. So what best way to do is, I would suggest that you start say 1.5 or 2 centimeters below the XY line. So I go with 2 centimeters. So from 2 centimeters below the XY line, 2.25 mm, let me draw the edge of the pentagon. Okay, so once you have drawn this angle, if you consider this to be the resting edge, this angle is 108 degrees, or the other angle is 72 degrees. So this is the general angle for a regular pentagon. So what next is, use your compass and mark 108 degrees or 72 degrees from the other side on either ends. So from this point, I'm going to measure the angle 72 degrees in this direction. let's say 72. Similarly, from the other end, from this end, let us mark 72, 72. It's right here. Okay. Once you have marked those 72 degrees with your 2H pencil, connect the 72-degree marking with a very faint line, okay, on both ends. Now, using your compass, this is 25 mm, right? All the sides of the pentagon are of 25 mm. We are considering a regular pentagon. Measure 25 mm. Cut an arc on the 72-degree angular line that you have drawn from both the corners of the edge. And once you have done this, this intersection of arc and the 72-degree line, from the intersection point, draw an arc somewhere close to the center or the middle point of the edge that was earlier drawn. So if I draw a line from the midpoint to the left, it should somewhere be on the arc. Similarly, from the other intersection point also cut an arc. Okay, so the intersection point will give you the 5th corner. Now with a 2B pencil, connect these corners. Okay, similarly from this corner to the last corner that we created, from here and finally, okay. Now how do you name this? Naming will follow the same procedure, where this is A, B, C, D and E. Okay. Now with a 2H pencil, dimension the edge, any edge you can use to represent the dimensions. Filled arrow marks. So this is 25. Now, since it is entirely resting on HP, when you see it in the front view and project it onto the VP, it will be seen as a single line. So take the projections from all the points. See, one more thing, C and E will lie on the same line, okay? A and B will also lie on the same projection line. So darken the segment on the XY line from the extreme projection lines. Between the extreme projection lines, the XY line needs to be darkened. Name them So B is visible, so B dash without brackets, A dash with brackets. C dash is visible, so without brackets. E dash is not visible. So if you view it in this direction, B is visible but A is not visible. Similarly, C is visible but E is not visible. So this is D dash. Okay. Now the next condition is we need to look for the inclination with respect to the resting plane. So the inclination with respect to resting plane is it makes an angle of 60 degrees with HP. So this pentagon, which is like this in the first position, the edge will rest on HP and the entire lamina is going to lift from the opposite corner to the resting edge, and by lifting the entire lamina, the angle to the HP plane, this angle which gets created, will be equal to 60 degrees. So in order to achieve that, select a random point, and again when the entire lamina lifts like this, the projected length, see, suppose this is the front view, assuming this is an HP plane, when a 60 degree angle is obtained, the projected length of the lamina will not change, it will be the same. So hence in the front view, we are going to mark 60 degrees first using a random point. Sufficiently away from first position. Okay, mark 60 degrees. Connect the marking on the XY line with the 60 degree marking with a 2H pencil. Now measure the distance from AB to A dash, B dash to D dash. This resting point on the XY line will be the resting edge, which is B dash, A dash. Cut an arc on the to find an intersection point with the 60 degree line, and the intersection point will be D dash. So this is D dash. The one at the bottom is B dash, A dash. Okay. Now we need to obtain the position of C dash, E dash as well. So from B dash, A dash, measure C dash, E dash from the first position. Cut one more arc on the same 60 degree angular line that you had created, and the intersection point will be C dash in brackets E dash. Okay. Now darken the line using a 2B pencil from D dash to B dash, A dash. Okay. Mark the angle, which is 60 degrees. Okay. So this is 60 degrees. Now we need to obtain the top view. So in order to obtain the top view, which is again a pentagon, but the length has been shortened on all the 4 edges. Apart from the resting edge, the other 4 edges are shortened in their length. So in order to obtain that, draw projection lines from D dash with a 2H pencil till you obtain the projection line from D in the first position. So this is D. From the first position, obtain the projection line. The intersection of both these projection lines will give us the position D in the second position. Similarly, from E, obtain a projection line E from the first position, obtain a projection line, and from C dash E dash obtain a projection line. Similarly, from C, draw a projection line, and the intersection of these projection lines will provide us the points E in the second position and C in the second position. Similarly, draw projections from P dash A dash in the second position till projection lines from A and B in the first position. A and B. The intersection points will be A and B in the second position. A, B. Now join A, B, C, D, E to obtain the pentagon. So from A to E, A to B, from B to C, C to D, D to E. Okay. So this is the projected view of the pentagon in the second position. The third position, it says the resting edge makes an angle of 45 degrees to VP or vertical plane. So we will be rotating this in such a way. So now it is like this. Okay. So this is the resting edge. Now we need to either rotate like this to give 45 degrees, but doing so, there are chances of the corners exceeding the XY limits. So we'll rotate it anti-clockwise 45 degrees. So select a random point, mark 45 degrees, with a 2H pencil, connect the 45 degree marking that has been just created. Okay. Now on this 45 degree line that has been marked, so let me dimension 45 degrees. On this 45 degree line, I need to recreate the pentagon in the second condition top view. So what I'll do is I'll measure AB, which again should be 25 mm. Select a random point on the 45 degree line, cut an arc. Okay, so the compass end will be A. The intersection of the arc with the 45 degree line will be B. Now recreate the rest of the points, which are C, D and E. So from A till E, measure, cut an arc, from B to E, measure the distance, cut an arc. The intersection of both the arcs will give us the position of E. Similarly, from A to C, from B to C, measure the distance, cut an arc. Okay. From A till C, measure this distance. From A, cut one more arc. The intersection will be the position of point C. Now from A to D, measure the distance. A to D, cut an arc and approximately the position of D. From B till D, measure the distance, cut an arc. From A to D. Okay. So the intersection of the arcs will give us the position of D. Now join D to E, C to D. We are just recreating the pentagon that was present in the top view of the second position by rotating it by 45 degrees. Okay. Join A to B. Okay. Now in order to obtain the top view, now this is how the first position top view was. Then we gave an inclination, then we have rotated it by 45 degrees. Now we need to draw the front view of this. In order to obtain the front view, draw the projection lines from E of second position till E dash of second position front view. Okay. So draw the projection lines from D dash from C dash, E dash, okay. A and B, they lie on the XY line, so the projection line will be only till XY line. From D dash, okay, this is from D to D dash, from C to C dash, okay. I'll erase the excess lines that are drawn in order to maintain the make the diagram look good. Okay. From A till XY line, from B till XY line. Okay. Naming, this is D dash, this is E dash, this is C dash, this will be B dash A dash. Join all the points A dash to B dash with a 2B pencil, B dash to C dash, from C dash to D dash, okay. From D dash to E dash, and from E dash to A dash. Okay, this completes the solution for the given problem statement. Okay, thank you for watching. Please do like, share, comment if you have any doubts or any constructive comments that you want to add, and also don't forget to subscribe for the channel. Thank you.